Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I'm going to be predicting which running backs I think will make the Washington roster in 2020 after Darius Geis's release from the team. So if you guys are new, subscribe for Redskins and NFL content, so let's get into it. So pretty much the dynamic of the roster, especially the running back room, got switched up a bunch after Darius Geis got released for his charges, so I'm going to be giving you guys my predictions. I did this earlier, but now after this release, it's definitely changed up, so let's get started. So first, let's start with Adrian Peterson. We all know he's going to make the team. There was a small possibility that he could have gotten cut if everyone else was healthy and performing super well, but now that is totally out the window. Adrian Peterson is no doubt going to make this roster, and most likely, unless something crazy changes like Bryce Love plays extremely well in training camp, Adrian Peterson will be our starter week 1 and most likely get around the same amount of carries he did last year early on in the season, or kind of actually more like probably 10-15 carries in the beginning, and then maybe at the end of the season, depending on how Bryce Love plays, he'll get some more carries. But I'm really excited to see what Adrian Peterson does, because I think he still has it, and I think he can duplicate the production he had last year, and maybe possibly even his production in 2018 where he rushed for over 1,000 yards. But he still has it. He actually rushed for more yards per carry this year than last year by 0.1, so he's still doing okay, and I can't wait to see what he can do this year. So next is Bryce Love, and he's probably the most intriguing player on this team, in this running back room. He has so much potential out of Stanford. Obviously missed all of last year with a torn ACL, and I really like what he can do at Stanford. You guys all know about 2,100 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 8.1 yards per carry in his junior year. Was second. He was runner-up in Heisman voting as a running back, which is absolutely insane. Just was an absolute stud at Stanford, and Christian McCaffrey actually said he was better, that Bryce Love was better than him and a more complete back. So I seriously cannot wait to see what he can do. I think they're going to take it slow with him, and then I think Adrian Peterson, like I said, is going to get the bulk of the carries initially, but I think him and then Antonio Gibson are going to get some carries, and then I think at the end of the season, maybe Adrian Peterson and Bryce Love are splitting carries, maybe even Bryce Love getting the majority of carries if he is playing very good football, and I think he can. He is a very quick, agile back. He's not too much of a threat in the pass game, or at least he wasn't much of a threat at Stanford. We'll see if that changes in Scott Turner's offense, but at least in the beginning, he does not need to be a pass-catching back. It would be nice, but again, we have Antonio Gibson and we have J.D. McKissic to do that. So, next guy I think is going to make the roster is Antonio Gibson. Those are the three that are pretty much locks to make the roster. Antonio Gibson, Bryce Love, and Adrian Peterson. Antonio Gibson, he's a running back / wide receiver, but most people put him at running back. His number is a running back number 24, and he is working out with, or the site has him as a running back, but he is working out with running backs and wide. So that's going to be interesting. But again, he's first in the beginning of the season going to be more of a pass catching back, kind of like J.D. McKissic, but he's still going to get a few carries a game because he is an absolute stud when he gets the ball. He gets so many yards per carries. It's yards per touch. It's insane. If you look at his stats at Memphis, he played 14 games in his senior year, 735 yards receiving, 19.3 yards per catch, which is absolutely insane. 8 touchdowns there. He had 33 rushes for 369 yards, 11.2 yards per rush, which is, again, crazy, and 4 touchdowns, had 1,100 scrimmage yards and 12 touchdowns. So in his senior year, he was an absolute stud. The only knock on him is he only had 1 year of production. He also had a punt or kick return touchdown in his senior year, so he's a threat in the special teams game too. So I think he's another guy who's a lock to make this team, unless he gets hurt. If he gets hurt, knock on wood, he will start the year on IR. He's not going to get cut. So yeah, those are the three that are pretty much locks to make the roster unless something crazy happens, like what happened with Darius, guys. But those guys, they're gonna make the roster, and I hope they make big impacts. So next, J.D. McKissic. I think he is the next closest guy to being a lock for us. He last year with the Lions, he had 38 carries, 205 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. But he also is a big threat in the pass game, and the Lions didn't really use him that much and well. And I think in Scott Turner's offense, where he likes to pass to the running back, I think we will utilize him better, and I think he's going to make the team. We signed him early in free agency, and we went out to get him for a reason. I think he's going to make an impact. I think he's going to make the roster, and I don't think this Darius guy's news affects him too much. It might help him a little bit because it creates one more roster spot for running backs, but I do think that he's going to make the roster and maybe get around 300, 400 receiving yards at the end of the season. Not many rushes. I honestly expect probably like 15 rushes for him this year, 20-ish rushes. He's not going to get that many because unless, again, there's an injury to AP or Bryce Love, he's probably going to get in that 20 to 35 range rushes. That's my opinion. But yeah, I think those four are the running backs that are going to make the roster. But you could have someone like Peyton Barber make the roster because I have a lot of people in my comments that actually really like Peyton Barber, and I think he is okay. But you got to remember this. Peyton Barber isn't a running back you want to get 1, 2, 3, 4 yards or 4 carries per game. He's not that kind of guy. You want him to get maybe 15, 10 carries a game. And if Bryce Love is doing really good in training camp, I just don't see Ron Rivera wanting to keep him. And also Peyton Barber, you can't really utilize him in the pass game, so that's another knock on him. But if Bryce Love isn't doing super good, or he just isn't he isn't healthy, then it's definitely a strong possibility that Peyton Barber makes the team. I kind of got it as a 50-50 shot. He could make it, he could not. It just depends on how he does in training camp and if they really need him because, like I said, he's a power back and he's not going to be. You don't want Peyton Barber for 2, 3, 5 carries a game. You want him for a lot more than that. I mean, last year, I don't know what he averaged, but he probably averaged around, like, I would say 10, 11 carries per game. So that's kind of what you want from him. He didn't have a great year last year, 470 yards, but 3.1 yards per carry. So that's not good at all. We'll see, though, how he does this year. I think he definitely could make the roster. He has some good potential, but again, it's tough. He had it's a 2-year contract, but we still saved some money from cutting him. But who knows? This running back room is still a mystery. Who knows? We could sign someone in free agency. Again, I doubt it. But the guys who I definitely have making the roster: Adrian Peterson, Bryce Love, and Antonio Gibson as running backs, and then probably like 90% chance of J.D. McKissic, and then Peyton Barber, in my opinion, is a 50-50. He's a solid back, but he's very similar to Adrian Peterson in the type of role he needs in an offense, at least in this stage of Peterson's career. I'm not comparing the two players, but just in the role that they need, and I think Adrian Peterson, even at this stage of his career, is a better fit for our team. He's been with us for a couple of years, so I'd much rather have Adrian Peterson than Peyton Barber. But that's just me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications and kind of expectations for these guys. I think Adrian Peterson, already touched on it earlier. I think he can get 800 yards again. Bryce Love is just a mystery. He honestly could have where he has 1,000+ rushing yards, or he could have 200, 300, 400 yards, depending on how many carries he gets. Antonio Gibson, he's also a wild card. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, and share. So thanks for watching, and peace.